was a consultancy. When I was studying, it was a name. And I think that was the only one, I believe, that time it was operating in Indore.
I think for that scale, it was the only consultancy firm in India.
Yeah.
And it had around 70 to 80 centers across India. So it was a big business.
What made you to ensure that you do not lose touch with your career or with the corporate world?
Indore had very limited scope and I was not getting opportunity of my liking. So I just decided to take up anything which is coming my way.
The curiosity here is that we would want to understand from you, where is Kaapro today?
So we started in 2010. It's been 13 years and we are now will be crossing 50 crores turnover this financial year.
Oh my God, this is huge. Welcome to the FLO Podcast. FLO Podcasts are all about celebrating the uniqueness of women. And today we have one such woman with us, Minakkshi Goel. Minakkshi Goel is a founder and co-founder and director for Kaapro Management Solutions, an HR firm working in Pan-India. Hers is a journey from an entrepreneur to an entrepreneur. So welcome, Minakkshi.
Thank you, Anupama.
I'm so grateful to have you here for the FLO Podcast.
My pleasure.
So I remember our discussion last time and we've met quite a number of times and I just can't stop appreciating you about the steps that you have taken, the initiatives you've taken in your entire journey and the boldness that you have shown. And I think it's really inspiring the way you started Kaapro. So my first question to you is, if you can talk a little about how you kickstarted Kaapro Management Solutions.
Anupama, thank you for appreciating that. So Kaapro is actually as you just said, it's an HR consulting firm. So prior to starting Kaapro, I was a business partner for Mafoi Management Consultants, which is that time in 2005 and 6. They were into Pan-India HR Consultancy and they were looking at expanding and they were looking at business partners. So I was a business partner with them for around 6 to 7 years and I started their business operations for MP region.
Super.
And after that, suddenly one day, shockingly, they decided to sell off their company to a multinational company. So we got a notice saying that we just have 3 months and we have to close down the business. So that was the biggest shock because it was a flourishing business. It was a business which I had started in Indore from scratch. So it was really heartbreaking to know that I had to shut it down.
Yeah, in fact, I remember Mafoi was a consultancy. When I was studying, it was a name. And I think that was the only one, I believe, that time it was operating in Indore.
I think for that scale, it was the only consultancy firm in India. Yeah. And it had around 70 to 80 centers across India. So it was a big business. Yeah. So when we received this shock, then obviously it was very heartbreaking. But then I was, it had given me so much of experience and exposure over these 6 years that somehow I had the confidence that I can start any business. So I think that was the cue point from where I just thought, no, Minakkshi, you have to do something. You just can't, stop doing work. So I gathered I was looking at starting similar business. So I thought, why not approach the business partners like me who were associated with Mafoi that time. And they were also looking at, doing something else now since the business had shut down. So I approached them and I understood that they were in the similar mental framework as I was. So I took the initiative and I asked them to, let's have a meeting. So we all met up at my father's drawing room in Delhi.
Oh my God, amazing.
From all over India, at least 8 to 9 business partners came and we had a 1-day long meeting, brainstormed.
This is incredible. I mean, you could collect all the franchisee owners together at one place.
Not all, but most of them, many
most
of them.
Yeah.
And we brainstormed what we can do together because we knew the strength was in having the regional impact.
And they all were located in different parts of the country, right?
Mostly in the 2-tier cities. Like Indore, Bhubaneswar, Patna, Nagpur. So they were all in 2-tier cities. So obviously, as God had for me, 5 like-minded people decided to, okay, that let's start similar business like Mafoy. We'll start on our own. So that is how Capro was conceptualized, and we started it in February 2010. So we'll be completing almost 13 years.
Superb. I mean, congratulations. And I think yours is a story of determination. And, I mean, rarely I think I've heard of anybody who's a franchisee owner, and if for some reason it closes, they actually, construct a company similar to it. I mean, hats off to you. And I think this is superb. The second thing I'm really interested to know about is like any woman, right? When they get married, they need to move to another city, and there are a lot of career transitions that happens. There are limited opportunities, or there are a lot of obstacles that come on the way. So my question to you is that you move from Delhi to Indore. It's a big transition, and what made you to ensure that you continue in your career, and how did you go about it? How did you dealt with it? Because you're like two different cities, and you were already, I mean, you were coming in from a very different background. So what made you to ensure that you do not lose touch with your career or with the corporate world?
So I was, educated throughout my life in Delhi, and I was working there in the corporate world when I got married in 2001, and I shifted to Indore. And obviously it was a challenge because the city was totally new to me, number one. Secondly, there were not many corporate level opportunities and for me to do anything of the kind of thing I had already done in Delhi after doing my MBA. So it was a challenge, but and the other thing was that time we didn't have that social media platforms to find jobs. The only thing was maybe the newspaper ad.
And also I think Naukri.com was the
was there, but it was not that popular that time. Okay. And you would see more ads of metro politan companies who are there and who are having jobs there. So Indore had very limited scope, and I was not getting opportunity of my liking. So but anyways, I wanted to keep myself engaged in the corporate arena so that I can keep looking out for opportunities and see what fits me well. So I just decided to take up anything which is coming my way. So I just started with a customer care job.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, in Idea Cellular. And I remember I'm getting a salary of 6,000 rupees per month.
So what was the reaction of your family then? I mean, you were...
in this case, I could say that my husband was very supportive because he had asked me plenty of time to join him in the business. But somehow, that keeda of doing something of my own, proving myself was so deterrent in me that I wanted to make my own mark and my own place under the sun. So I just took up that job. I said I told my husband, I'll don't worry, I'll do something and don't worry, I'll not join your business. So I just started that, and I was kept on hunting for opportunities. And then I got a good opportunity with Sterlite Industries Foundation. So they were looking up at opening 14 centers for underprivileged people, and they wanted to open it in 14 cities of Madhya Pradesh. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to know the city, travel around and do some work. So I just took up that also. So for 1 year I did that because I was not getting...
So how easy was this? Because I think this is more of an odd one out story. I mean, generally it doesn't... I mean, you're saying there was a lot of traveling.
Because traveling was there. But in this case, I would say, the kind of training I had when I was doing my corporate job and my study in Delhi, I think that helped me because I didn't have inhibitions in traveling alone and everything.
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here, but do you think that... I mean, here in this case, or especially in case of any women, more than our own inhibitions, of course, that plays a very important role. If you're determined, then nothing can stop you. But then, if you look at the first job that you did, the salary was like too less, and then to a customer care center. Both of these two things are like something we come from families where, these two would be like, no, this is a complete no-no, right?
Yeah.
So it's not easy to, I mean, it's easy to convince your husband maybe, but then the family, second job that you took, it was, a lot of traveling was there. Again, this is like another extreme.
Yeah.
We don't generally get to, go out and do a simple job also. So yours is like really needed courage. And I think then maybe would you want to give credit to your family here to actually allow your, or did you have to struggle for it to convince them for these things?
I think my husband, he's from Mumbai, so he was always okay with my working. So that was one positive factor.
Yeah.
Plus, as I told you, my Delhi education, I was, when I was doing my graduation and post-graduation, I had all the people from all over India studying with me who had come from small cities with big dreams.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I think that rubbed on me. Somehow I felt, oh my God, these girls are coming. Somebody's coming from Haridwar, somebody's coming from Bokaro, and they are willing to do anything to, get there where they want to get. I think that was very inspiring. And if I look back, I feel my father was very inspiring because he, left his comfort of his joint family business and started his entrepreneurial journey in Delhi. So I think these aspects somewhere, environment influences your thought so much.
Yeah. So I think we can say where there is a will, there is a way always. And I think I think other things just becomes excuse in the life. If you want to do it, I think you will find somewhere or the other the support system or, the ecosystem to help you out. So if you can share recommendations for the women that they should take care of or the key takeaways from your journey.
So the first thing is that, just stay engaged and, grab any opportunity coming your way. You have to dive in. You can't sit idle if you want to do something in life. And second thing is that, think out of the box. Because I feel my journey is very different. And because I thought out of the box, because I thought that why not, gather all the business partners from across the region and, let me try and make a pan-India company. Why should I restrict myself to Indore?
Since we want to stick to, the few aspects of it. So, but then, some other time, definitely.
Surely.
So now, finally, where is Kaapro today?
So, we started in 2010. It's been 13 years. And we are now, will be crossing 50 crores turnover this financial year.
Oh my God, this is huge.
Yeah, and we are 7 centers strong. We are covering all over India clients, not only from corporates, social sector clients like Unicef, CARE. We are also having government clients like Orissa Livelihood Mission and many more. So, so this is where Kaapro is today. We are 50 plus in employees, and so we are going strong, and we are looking at maybe next 5 years crossing 100 CR.
I'm sure. Amen to that. So there was a mention about Kaapro on CNBC. What was it about?
Yeah, so in 2014, we were having a growth rate of 100% CAGR. And that year, we were among the top 3 nominated for CNBC India Emerging Awards. And we were among the women entrepreneur companies because 60% of the shareholding in Kaapro is with women co-founder members.
Superb.
So that was a great experience to go there and in front of a elite, panel, give you a presentation about your company. So we had people from ICICI, CRISIL, and a lot of corporate bigwiggies. So it was a great exposure.
I'm sure. And and I think then calmness is also very important. If you're stuck in a problem, it's important that rather than focusing on a problem, you need to focus on the
solution,
start working on the solution. So that really makes things work. That's true. Thank you so much, Minakkshi. It was such a pleasure to know you and know your journey. And I'm sure and I'm hoping that it's going to inspire a lot of women who are hearing this. And lots to learn, definitely. And we look forward to keep interacting with you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much and all the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching us. And I'm sure you had your share of inspirations today. And don't forget to subscribe FLO Podcast channel. Thank you so much.